Well, it's 2 p.m. Welcome to the Burning Tree Program's Spotlight. Burning Tree is a family-owned organization that started in 1999, founded by David Elliott. Burning Tree Ranch was the first initial property and program created, and it's outside of Dallas in Kaufman, Texas. Burning Tree Ranch is a long-term, 8 to 14-month residential treatment center for men and women who are deemed chronic relapsers. Burning Tree also has a year of transitions post their residential stay. In 2004, our founder opened another program outside of Austin called Burning Tree Ranch. When Peter Pirano came on, it was rebranded and created a in-network with all major insurance companies, an in-network 30, 60, 90-day treatment modality for men and women with a clinically advanced mindfulness approach to the 12 steps. And then new to the Burning Tree family is Awakenings Hill Country. It is a helping women's trauma-based substance use disorder treatment center with in-network availability. It is outside of San Antonio in the Fredericksburg area. Jessica and Josh Slay, they're both married, and that duo heads up Awakenings Hill Country. And then we have a young adult program in Tucson, Arizona called Burning Tree West. And Burning Tree West has a lot of life skill component to it, substance use disorder, and it has a collegiate track. So we're very honored to bring on two women leaders in the recovery field here in Austin, Texas. Grace Recovery ATX is a all women's extended care sober living environment here in the Austin area. It was opened 3 years ago and founded by Lee McElrath. How are you, Lee?
Good. How are you, Eric? Thank you for having us.
I was very much. I got an email, I guess maybe 2 weeks ago, introducing Laurel Tracy, in an email saying that Laurel Tracy is now your partner. Yes. And when I read that, I just smiled. And this is a partnership that's definitely created by power greater than ourselves, because both of you women bring an enthusiasm and a passion and just a connection to women that has been a void in Austin up until the time Grace Recovery ATX opened. So without me talking a lot, Leah, tell us, how did you come about creating Grace Recovery ATX?
So Grace was a vision of my sister and I's. My sister's a woman in long-term recovery, and we just noticed, like you said, a void that was needed. In our direct family, my sister tried to get clean for upwards of 10 years, and the one thing that she changed was she moved to Austin and got into sober living. We also had a dear friend, we called him our brother, who was raised with us, and he went into sober living, and he passed away. And so we I saw an example of solid, accountable sober living, and then an example of what can happen if there's not proper accountability and proper guidance in these vulnerable early stages of recovery. And so we saw a void in Austin, and my sister and I had a vision, and that vision has far exceeded any of our dreams that we could ever possibly imagine. So it's been a pretty cool journey. Personally, it's changed my life in many reasons, or in many ways. And it's just pushed me to grow, and just to see the women in our program and how hard they work. It's truly one of the most magical experiences I've ever had.
I had an opportunity, or I've been over to your initial home many times, and have always admired the thoughtfulness of the way it's set up, and the neat and orderly condition of it. I mean, you can tell that this is a fact that's not just because I'm coming over.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I got the opportunity to go in and meet some of the ladies that are blessed to be a part of the Grace community, they look you in the eye.
Yeah.
They talk to you. They want to share with you happiness.
Yeah. And
tell us how you foster that happiness.
We're big believers that, you got to let the light in, and you got to let the light in all areas of your life. And that begins with your safe place, and that's your home. We would never create something that we wouldn't go to ourselves. I love to be there with the women. I'm there every day at each of the houses. So is Laurel.
Yeah. And so even though each woman has their own home that they reside in, and there's a designated house manager, and we have a client care coordinator that we just brought on and we're really excited about, we all are involved in everybody's recovery process, not just the person in each home designated to said house recovery or said house manager and so on and so forth. It's like Leah and I are involved in all of their lives. All the house managers are involved with all of the women. The client care coordinator is involved with all of the women. And so It's not just a caseload, it's like we're taking responsibility for all of their lives and all of their recovery processes. And, we play a really integral part in what they do on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I pick up that's a common denominator with both of you two is your positiveness. And I've known Laurel maybe a little bit longer than you, Lee, but pretty close. Anyways, the balance and the consistency is I just want y'all to know that it's very much observed by me, and it transmits to the women that y'all get to. So tell me, some of these ladies have children,
mm-hmm.
and they have some other. How do you navigate? How do you assist ladies with their children?
So what kind of sets us apart from some of the standard sober livings is our client care coordinator and Laurel and myself and my sister Becca. We work individually within 9 life domains for the women. And so those domains range from mental health, spirituality, job placement, interests and activities. Mm-hmm. And so we go through each of those domains weekly, and we identify some different roles or different goals within those domains, and then we hold them accountable. And the goals that we set are collaborative with the client. And so if it means figuring out a way to get your daughter or your son back, or reuniting with your family, that's definitely on the top of their goals. So building their goals out collaboratively helps to make sure that the important pieces to their life that could, if they were dealing with an unsupported environment, become stressors and triggers to challenge their addiction recovery. So before we discharge a woman, we like to make sure that all areas of her life have been explored and she feels that, addressed, and she feels like she has some grounding in those areas.
And that's, we can all have our specialty, and that's Leah's specialty specifically. I mean, she came into recovery as a mother of 4, and so she got sober with 4 children, and that's a huge part of her story,
Yeah. So I really liked, you said the 9 aspects of the, so I know for me personally, I love having something pointed out to me, and with a goal. You use the word goal, and then achieving that goal.
Mm-hmm.
And that is for me personally, that is a replacement for the drugs and alcohol.
100%. And so for example, even through COVID, a lot of times, just as humans and human nature, we make these unrealistic goals. Well, when this happens, I'm going to do this. When this happens, I'm going to do this. And so right now we're talking with some of the women within our coaching sessions, and it's setting realistic expectations for when COVID is over. Because I know, for example, I find myself, I haven't been to the gym in 2 months. So it's when I get out when COVID gets lifted, I'm going to be in the gym every day, and I'm going to be so disciplined and so strict. And then it's going to come, and I'm going to go once a week, and it's going to, then that shame spiral, and then it affects every area. So setting realistic goals and kind of peeling back those layers of of fears and struggles within each of those life domains to set up that foundation.
Another key point, you mentioned your sister who helped you in the beginning. She's a registered nurse. And
Yes.
then I was really intrigued when we got to visit before the spotlight. Laurel is going to be having her MBA. I mean, this is what strong, independent women are all about.
Mm-hmm.
This is. I want to hear how you two came together as partners. Are you willing to share with us?
Yeah, so we met in AA, and we actually crossed paths a long time ago, prior to us even considering me coming on as a partner. And I knew Leah's little sister, and actually have known her for a considerable period of time, and have a lot of respect for Becca. And Leah and I were introduced years ago. I actually sold her a piece of my art back in the day, and there was a piece of my art has been hanging in her foyer for years.
Walk by it every day, like
every
20
day.
times a day, like not knowing what God had in store for our relationship. And I always admired Laurel when I first met her. She was beautiful, obviously beautiful, strong, smart, like so confident. She had a confidence that like I could only dream of. So to be able to join forces is just a true dream of us. And just what we can do with and for the women of Grace is just even that much more prevalent with us as a partnership. Yeah.
So Laurel, how long did it take you to decide to take this plunge?
It's so crazy. I had actually been considering, some different career paths, and it's just God showing up, time after time, and something like happened, and then Leah texted me the next day, and everything just seemed to fall into place, and it just happened really organically, and we just listened to that. We both learned to kind of pay attention when something is presented. So
like I remember I texted her, I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like this needs to happen. And she was like, wait a second, did I tell you I was switching careers and leaving my current job yesterday? I was like, no, I just had this like burning feeling that like I needed to avoid. This would be
that right there.
Yeah.
It's that God consciousness, right? That the book tells us about 100%. So I know that Grace ATX started. I was always impressed the way you came into Austin to create this thing.
Me too.
You came in way before, and you talked to everybody, and you collaborated, and you asked people, and you investigated. You didn't just come in and open something. No. You did the legwork. You created the relationships. You put the action out there, and then God, when it was time, you opened your first house, and then you've expanded. You have one up in the North Austin area. And then I was really excited to hear that you're going to have one in the Hyde Park area, which is a very historic area. Do you know that the first State Fair of Texas was in the Hyde Park area, not far from where your new home is going to be?
That's cool. Yeah, Hyde Park is just the quaintest, cutest little vibe. And I just, as women in recovery, like we get rid of the substances, and we're still addicts in our brains. And so that those defects are coming for us every single day, everywhere we turn. And so to be in like a vibrant part of town that has young people like making it happen is such an external motivator for women to get out there and to see possibility. One of the things that we like to work with the women a lot on is just refinding that self-love and that purpose. And to be in a vibrant part of town is very encouraging.
Excuse me. I know that over here in the Hyde Park area, there's all kinds of family-owned businesses, just as you two ladies have created a family-owned business. Fresh Plus, grocery store, Dolce Vita, Quack's Bakery.
Quack.
Yeah. So they're all the time looking for responsible people to work. And I guarantee you, anyways, it's just another example of a match made in heaven.
We have to be in accessible parts of town, and there's a lot of job opportunities in that area.
Yeah, I mean and the schools. I'm sure you're gonna transmit to some of these ladies, and they're gonna want to go to school. I mean, ACC is very close. UT is very close. So I mean, it's amazing. St. Edwards. So I got to take you, Leah, out to Awakenings Hill Country, and I got to take you out there with one of my coworkers, Lauren Juvers, and I really enjoyed being a host and taking both of you out there for the first time, and then the relationship that has grown. You ladies take you spread hope and cheer with the current clients out at Awakenings.
Yeah.
How has that been for you guys, and how has that been for the ladies at your homes?
It's pretty cool experience. The bringing meetings out to people in treatment is a pretty powerful feeling. And so I joined the H&I for Awakenings last night, and to watch some of the ladies of grace, just how they light up, and just that feeling, because they put themselves in the shoes of the women in treatment, and they speak in knowing like what they need to hear at that moment, because they were just there. And
carrying the message is like really deep seated in our culture. Every woman that we have, whether they have 30 days sober, 6, 9 months, they're all just like, that's something they're really looking forward to. And so we're always looking for H&I opportunities. And anytime our women get asked to carry the message, they're ready and willing. Yeah. It's really awesome to see.
One thing we do is, so we do a lot of in-house meetings, especially with the COVID stuff. And so one thing that we started was that the women of grace are telling their story too at our in-house meetings, so that they're getting that
practice.
That practice, that like footing under them, so that when they're asked to bring their message and their story, it's even that much more powerful.
Yeah. So tell us, when do you expect to be able to open your Hyde Park house?
Hyde Park opens July 1, and then a graduate house in Hyde Park opens August 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you wake up in the morning, do you just like, wow, this is happening? What?
It's pretty cool. Like the fact that I get to work side by side with this chick every day is just, it's just, I don't really have words for what God has put in front of me. And so I just, don't want to fuck it up. Don't want to mess it up.
I love you guys' this true connection. Yeah. This is contagious. Aww. And there's no wonder that the universe just sends women to you to get help.
It's really cool.
Because you guys have something, and then all your employees. So tell me real quick, you have you have a coach that's helping navigate, then you two help, and then your sister help. But you said that you just recently brought this person on. Who is it?
The staffing outline is each house has 2 managers, so they work together to manage the day-to-days. Laurel and I coach women individually. My sister coaches women, and then we brought on a full-time lead care coordinator that works for us full-time, and so she takes on a certain amount of clients, but then she does a lot of like the activity planning with the women, a lot of the meeting scheduling, and like Laurel said, like we each have like our area of expertise. So like, what are depending on the woman, but if she's working on a particular thing to overcome, she'll be placed with a particular coach. But then we staff on every woman every Monday, and we all come together as like a team of resources.
That's a weekly event that you do.
Yes,
it is. And we offer coaching. We don't want to just throw our women into sober living. Every woman has a coach. Every woman is working closely with their designated coach and all of us. And like, we just have seen a world of difference in those additional layers of support.
And the coaching is not optional. So like, if you come into our program, you have to do the coaching. It's all just one package. And I think what that produces is that, and we're pretty affordable. So the women stay with us.
Very affordable.
Yeah, the women stay with us on average 9 to 12 months. So that really gives us.
That is awesome.
And so it gives us really, like, it gives them and us a lot of time to work with them, a lot of time for them to find autonomy in their life and feel that stability before they go off on their own. So all of those life domains have had some sort of supported attention around it, so that when they're spreading their wings and leaving our nest, they can like breathe, and they're not going to have all of this stuff coming at them from all angles.
Well, I can't thank you two ladies enough for creating Grace Recovery ATX and coming together as a team, and then empowering women to venture off and bask on this path of freedom. And that's what recovery guarantees us. So we're grateful for what you guys do, and we are eagerly anticipating there's no limits to what you ladies can create. So I can't thank you enough for partnering with us, entrusting Burning Tree, and I can't thank you enough for being on Burning Tree Program Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. So, Burning Tree Program has been around since 1999. We are a family-owned organization, just as Grace Recovery ATX. Burning Tree Ranch was opened by our founder in 1999, David Elliott. Burning Tree Ranch is a long-term 8 to 14-month residential treatment center for men and women with chronic relapse history. Has a year of transition post the 8 to 14-month residential. Renewal Lodge is outside of Austin in Elgin, Texas. Renewal Lodge is a clinically advanced mindfulness approach to the 12 steps. It's a 30, 60, 90-day treatment center. It is in network with all major U.S. insurance providers. Awakenings Hill Country, headed up by Jessica and Josh Slay, a wife-husband team that have created a trauma approach to helping women be empowered and free from addiction. They're also in network with several major insurance providers here in the United States. And then lastly, under the umbrella of Burning Tree Programs is Burning Tree West, Tucson, Arizona. It's actually the place, Tucson is the area of the country where our founder got sober. Tucson, Arizona is the Burning Tree West program is not far from the University of Arizona. And it is a young adult program with a college component to it. So thank you for your time. Thank you for watching Spotlight, and have a blessed evening.